This is Brother Yaramia here. I'd like to start this mobile phone lesson, on-screen lesson, by giving all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakwa Kodash. The title of this lesson is Despised and Rejected. What makes you think you will be liked? Okay? And pretty much it's a prophecy that the prophet Isaiah spoke about, prophesied, which means to say beforehand, speaking of the Messiah, Yahweh Shai. And the Spirit's on me to make this lesson because a lot of people seem to think that when you come into this truth, that's when the blessings flow. That's when people start to like you. Now, the scriptures do say, when a man's goings please the Lord, he maketh his enemies to be at peace with him. And that's true. There's many testimonies and cases that myself and the brethren can give, whereby the Lord made our enemies be at peace with us because we serve him. But nonetheless, we still go through a hardship, man. You know, for the most part, we're not liked people. You know. And here the prophet Isaiah is prophesying, letting us know how the Messiah, Yahweh Shai himself, was viewed. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 53, starting from verse 1. Who hath believed our report, and to whom is the arm of Yahweh revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of dry ground. And that's strange, that's odd, that means out of place, because roots don't usually sprout from dry ground. Because for a root to sprout, that means there has to be life in the underground, meaning there has to be water, there has to be the nutrients in the soil. But if the ground is dry, if the ground is dry, it's very unlikely there's life or water happening underneath its surface, you know. But for a root to sprout out of dry ground, that's abnormal. So when it's saying that he shall, and as a tender plant and as a root out of dry ground, it's really saying Yahweh Shai was abnormal for his surroundings. He was unusual for his surroundings. He was uncommon for his surroundings. He was alien for his surroundings. That's why he said, if my kingdom were of this world, do you not think my servants would fight my rest? For my kingdom is not of this world. So we're really not meant to fit in, man. And if we are disciples of Yahweh Shai, if we are Talmudim in the Hebrew, or Talmudamyam, disciples, followers of the Most High through his son Yahweh Shai, then we have to expect to be treated as Yahweh Shai was treated, spoken of as Yahweh Shai was spoken of, looked at like Yahweh Shai was looked at, sought to be killed as Yahweh Shai was sought to be killed, even from a baby. You know? So you can't come into this truth and expect the high life, because the high life will only come in the kingdom. As for now, we live on the run. As for now, we live knowing that our time could be any moment, knowing that the authorities know our names, know our whereabouts, have eyes on us. That's why going out on the highways and the byways is an act of faith, because there you have the surveillance cameras looking at us. we've actually been at the camp and seen the cameras in the streets turn and face our direction. They're watching us, man. We've had police officers arrest us. We've had police officers come and stand and ask for our names. We've had police officers come and say they've had complaints that we're teaching hate teaching or whatever kind of names they want to give us. That's why the scripture says, rejoice and be glad when they oppress you, for great is your reward in the kingdom of heaven. Not minimum, not okay, not satisfactory, not you can do without or do with it. Do with or do without it, Salakia. But great is the reward in the kingdom of heaven. So for the great reward, you have to go through great tribulation. You have to go through great alienation. Alright? He hath no form nor comeliness, meaning beauty. And when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. You know? Nobody desires us. Nobody wants to be a part of us. People walk past on the street. We've had people spit at us. We've had people try to fight us. We've had people throw eggs at us. We've had people threaten our lives to kill us. We've had people scorn and talk ill of us. But Yahushua said, rejoice and be glad. Because great is the reward in the kingdom. Not mediocre, but great. There's no beauty in us. We look like idiots on the street in the rain. But guess what? As the brother Yakao said, and I agreed with him, because I've been saying it, man. We like it when the conditions are harsh, man. When it's mild or hot. I like it either extremely hot or extremely cold and raining at the camp, man. We like the harsh conditions, man. You know? We prefer the harsh conditions. Because it gives us the opportunity to prove to the Lord. Come rain, come snow, come shine. We are out there to push his word. In season. Be in season and out of season, as the scripture says, man. You know? That is what the Most High requires of us, man. You know? That is what the Lord wants of us. Okay? So there's no beauty in us. He is despised and rejected of men. Exactly that. All that I just spoke of, that is nothing but being despised and rejected of men. Alright? But the scriptures, loosely paraphrased, the scriptures basically say it's better to be favoured of the Most High than of man. Alright? And why is that? Because it's better to fear the Most High than to fear man. We fear and we value what the Most High thinks of us. We couldn't give a good goddamn what men think of us. So we don't care if you despise us, but nonetheless, we are despised. As he, Yahushua, was first despised. That's why the scripture says, don't be worried when they hate you, because the world hated me first. Everything we go through, Yahushua, the first begotten spirit of the Most High, the only begotten Son, he went through it first. And worse. So we have no excuse, man. He is verse 3 of Isaiah chapter 53. Verse 3. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And that's what we are, man. The elder Ma'ad at the camp said the other day, you know, it's very rare you'll find us in good moods, man. You know, we have a laugh now and then, but for the most part, we're pissed off, man. We're in a sorrowful state. And the scriptures tell you that. With much knowledge comes much grief, man. With much wisdom comes much grief. Because the more your eyes are open to the nonsense of this society and the truth of which is to come, you have no choice but to yearn and to wish and to hope for the better to come. So in this current state, when you're in the bullshit, you're sorrowful, man. And so was Yahushua, acquainted with grief, and we hid, as it were, our faces from him. Okay? And that's what people do. Our people that know what we're doing is right, they hide their faces from us, man. I see it all the time at camp, man. People, they don't want to be right, next to you. So they'll stand a few feet away from you at the side looking. I see that almost every week, man. Our people, they hid their faces. We hid our faces from Yahweh Shai. And now that we're following in the same stead as him, the people hide their faces from us. Alright? He was despised and we esteemed him not. Nobody bigs us up. Nobody says you're doing a good work. And if they do, they're of the other nations. As for our own people, nobody esteems us. Because Yahweh Shai, nobody esteemed him. He was alone, man. Surely he hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. And you niggas say Yahweh Shai is not worthy of worship? Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of the Most High, and afflicted. The Most High has afflicted us, man. Even now as I make this lesson, I think of brothers that have sicknesses. I think of myself and my thorns in the flesh. The brothers that have even bigger thorns in the flesh. Smitten and afflicted, stricken of the Most High. The Most High is purging us, man. Because we're going to be those pure judges. So we have to go through a cleaning and purging process. And that process is now, man. That process is now. But he was wounded for our transgressions. This is the dividing factor between us and Yahweh Shai. Is that he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. And the chastisement of our peace was upon him. And with his stripes we are healed. That's why Yahweh Shai is coming with healing in his wings. Because through his stripes, through his torture, we receive our healing. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way. And Yahweh hath laid on him the iniquity of us all. Yahweh Shai is worthy of worship, man. Yahweh Shai is worthy of worship. Yahweh Shai is worthy of worship. Yahweh Shai is worthy of worship. Yahweh Shai is worthy of worship, man. You can't say it enough. Yahweh Shai is worthy of worship. And ultimately, all praise goes to Yahweh, man. That's why we say, Barakatah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai Ba'ashem Rakah Kudash, man. He was taken from prison and from judgment. And who shall declare his generation? For he was cut off out of the land of the living. For the transgression of my people was he stricken. And he made his grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death, because he had done no violence. Neither was there any deceit in his mouth. Yet it pleased Yahweh to bruise him. He hath put him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin. The atonement we just went through that day. And he shall see his seed and prolong his days. And the pleasure of Yahweh shall prosper in his hand. He shall see of the travail of his soul, and shall be satisfied by his knowledge. Shall my righteous servant justify many? For he shall bear their iniquities. Therefore will I divide him a portion with the great, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong. The elect. Because he hath poured out his soul even unto death, and he was numbered with the transgressors, and he bare the sin of many, and made intercession for the transgressors. And Yahweh Shai prayed for us, because even the elect, and the Apostle Rakah always pushes that, even us the elect were susceptible to sin to go off, man. We still sin, but Yahweh Shai poured out his soul and became a sin offering for the transgressors. So with that, I leave you to ponder. What makes you think you'll be liked when you come into this thing? Yahweh Shai was despised, and so will we also be despised, hated, and even put to death, some of us, and made martyrs for this truth. Even though he slay me, yet shall I see him. Barakatah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai Ba'ashem Rakah Kudash. Shalom.